Okay, so and the condition explorer. So the condition explorer has where you have the variables, the string variables, boolean variables, and all those condition variables. The query explorer where the queries are being formed automatically by Cognos using whenever you are making certain designs, certain reports. The page explorer will show you the page that we are using, the current page one. You can rename that page as well. Okay, and the classes, prompt pages, and all that stuff. We'll go into that each section in detail. Okay, so now as I said, the Go Sales query, which is a query of a relational database, you see you have your sales section over here, that is the product inventory and sales things. If you open the sales query, we have this is a namespace to be very defined, because you'll use all these terminologies in Framework Manager. The top one is the package, where you have these two squares with small folder icons inside them. A single one is a namespace. A namespace is just like a combination of tables and what do you call that, attributes and facts, which is also known as over here as query items and query subjects. So this is a query subject, that is 3 vertical lines and 1 horizontal line. That's a sales table. Once you open the table or the query subject, you get all these kinds of, this is a fact, these are all attributes, or you could say query items, but these are facts because they have a L kind of scale measurement, and they are all facts. So you can see quantity is a fact, unit cost is a fact, unit price is a fact. Although if I open the branch table, you'll get this kind of things. So these are all attributes. Address is an attribute, it's not a fact, it cannot be measured. So these are query items. Okay, this is a symbol for a query item. That's also a query item, but it's a fact, so it's under the sales facts. Okay, so this is how it is shown step by step, but there's no hierarchy kind of thing. Unit quantity is not linked to address over here, the quantity. Okay, these are all different sections. Now facts and figures and all that stuff over here. Now if I close this and open a new package, let's take a package known as analysis. Let me open a blank report with Go Sales Analysis. Now it's loading the package for analysis. Now see over here, we again open the sales, that is the namespace. If we open namespace, you get one terminology. You have the sales facts. These are all facts. This is the sales fact dimension that is known as. Here you don't have query subjects or query items. You have dimensions, hierarchies, and levels. So this is a dimension, this is a sales dimension, which has all the sales facts, that's quantity, unit cost, unit price, unit sales price, etc. This is a branch dimension. Look, it is a multicolored purple, green, blue color, 3 arrows pointing in different XYZ directions. That is branch dimension. Once you open the dimension, you get a hierarchy, which is a branch hierarchy, where you have the branch and the branch code. In the analysis package on the DMR, that is the DMR package, we have the dimensions, the hierarchies, the levels. Now this is a level. In the hierarchy, it's shown as a level. The branch level, which has its own members. The branch members will have like whatever branches we have. There are the codes for those branches. Okay, so we have the hierarchies and levels in the analysis package. Rather, in the queries, we have the exact the query items and the query subjects over there. Okay. Okay, so moving on, let's close this sales analysis. Let's go back again to the basic query package. We'll be working on the query package first because that's a little easy to understand. Then we'll be moving on to the analysis package. Let's open Go Query. Okay, now Go Sales Query package has been selected over here, and these are the kind of templates or reports that we have in existing in the Cognos BI report studio. So we have a blank report when it's like the blank report shown over here, which is blank. You can add on whatever you want to add. You can just see and you can make a report and customize it the way you want it to be. Okay, you have a list report where you have a set of table, which is like a set of columns and rows, which is a table which has only the top columns being named for the reports and the rows indicating the data. Okay, you have a cross tab when you get a set of columns and rows headers as well. So you can define the data in the middle, in the intersection, where you have the column names and the row names as well. In the list, you only have the column names. You can only define, all these query items into the column names, into the columns, not in the rows. In list, in cross tab, you can define them into columns and rows both. Charts is like you can have charts, bar charts, pie charts, line charts, plot charts, scatter charts, Gantt charts, all that charts you can have over there. Maps, it's like you have a world map. You can depict your sales figures on the map, on the existing map, showing where's your sales figure, which is the city, which country, all that stuff. Okay, financials are like used for making financial statements, like your bank statements or maybe your accounting statements and all that stuff. So we don't use financial over here right now. A repeated table is a particular template where you repeat the data again and again and again. It's basically used for mailing labels or address labels and all that stuff. That's what we use for repeated tables. Now, there are kind of active reports as well. Active reports are little advanced reports which have some kind of active variables and active items inserted in them, like data decks or tabular decks, or you can use a single report to have a lot of tabs on the top, like we do in Chrome right nowadays. So those are like kind of active items or active toolbox items that are used in active reports. So any report template you want to existing import over here, you can use existing one as well. But 99% of the time we'll be using a list or a cross tab report with a chart embedded into it, or a chart report. Active report can also be used when we want to showcase some dynamic reports using tabs and controllers and checkbox items and all that stuff. Okay, so let's just start with a list report. Whenever you used any of these reports except the blank report, you'll get a header and a footer as well with the page number and the header details. Let's open a list report. Once we click OK, we get the package on the left. Okay, a header over here, which you can just double click and edit and put the text over here. A column, okay, with empty columns. This is the list. This is a list item. Okay, and you have a footer with the time of the report, the date of the report, and the page number. So if I just run this report, an empty report, it will open into Cognos viewer. It will show me that there is no header, the time, the page, and the day. Okay, so now I can tell you what all items we have on the top. This is like opening a new report, open existing one, saving, cut, copy, paste, delete, undo, redo. You're running your XML format that you want to read. If you want to show your XML, whatever is the XML for this particular report, it will show you the XML generated for this report. Okay, you can close this. This is for locking and unlocking a particular item. Then going to the top, filter, which you define afterwards, sorting your summary options, your group by, your pivot list to cross tab, your sectioning, and other stuff. We have a lot of stuff over here, conditional variables and other stuff. So we'll be using a lot of these stuffs once we generate reports, once we make reports into the report studio. So we are fine with the basic look and feel over here. Once you click a particular item on the work area, you get its properties. Like we selected the list item, we got the properties for the list item. Okay, we'll be using these properties as well to manage and modify the list depending on what we want to do and how you want to do it. So I'll be covering all those aspects slowly and gradually over here. Once we add a list over here, we have a query as well. A query 1 is generated for this list, corresponding list item. If we see over here, we can see that this list is related to query 1. Okay, so now let's just start Report Studio once again, and let's start building our first report in Report Studio.